Okay, well, welcome back to the Black Sheep Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. We're so excited today. Today we have Roxanna from Purdy Natural in London, Ontario. Anybody who lives in, I would say, London, St. Thomas, Woodstock, oh my God, Chatham probably, Sarnia, anybody who's in the core Southern Ontario area, I think that's health conscious, which apparently is very few people, would know Roxy from
like
Purdy.
to buy local, like to support local.
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah, so
Canadian.
yeah. I think that this is going to be a super interesting conversation today. Today we're talking about, basically we're talking about personal care products and why they exist and why more people don't care or know about them, why the people who use them choose to use them. And I think that Roxy is the best person to answer and discuss a majority of these topics because she's the one that educated me on these topics. If it wasn't for Roxanna, I would still be buttering my muffin with
Baby powder.
But what was it in particular? It was the orange bottle, the yellow bottle. It's for men, I think.
Not my
Is
memory.
that talc? Or it was like some magic powder stuff?
Like the ball powder, the chafing powder.
Yeah.
I
Shoot, I can't think of what
remember
it's called.
it being in your Jeep. You had a bottle
I
of
did. I used to keep
J&J powder.
a
baby powder.
big one. And you know where I first got that idea? I think you know this, but was when I lived in the Bahamas. Because people there use it to keep themselves fresh because it's so hot there that they just... And I was like, oh shit, they're like buttering their muffins and shit with that. And I was like, I'm sweating. This is not good.
I
Here
thought it
I
was
go.
hockey for you. I thought you were just like...
No. I
Just
didn't...
in general. just
Hockey,
needed to be
I don't
buttering
really
her
care.
muffin.
Yeah, I don't really... When I went to hockey, I didn't really care. Most of the girls at hockey smelled like vodka. Like they were sweating out vodka. So my stinky snatch was no
Baby powder?
match for vodka, for sweating vodka. Anyway, I think that we should start off. You can just do a quick introduction and let everybody in the audience know who you are and anything that you want to tell them about yourself, the store, how it came to be.
How it came to be. Yeah. If you can share.
Yeah.
To dig deep in that old memory bank. But so I was born and raised in London, Ontario, and I went to Fanshawe for child and youth work and worked for the agency for many years and wasn't happy there and started really loving the whole side of medical aesthetics. And I was getting laser treatments and things like that myself. And I just really loved that aspect. And I wanted to get out of that line of work that I was in. It wasn't very positive, and I didn't like the way that I felt. And I'm not somebody that stays in something that doesn't serve me. I just, anytime I feel stuck, there's like not a depression, but it just doesn't feel right and I need to get out of it. So I went to school for aesthetics in London and I was told I should take the whole program. And at first I was annoyed with that because I really just wanted to get into the medical aspect of lasers and electrolysis at the time was a thing and all that.
Yeah.
And this is going back like
Early 2000s.
16 years ago, maybe. I don't even remember anymore. But
Yeah, early 2000.
I really fell in love with the hands-on spa aesthetic services, makeup artistry. I did not want to do. That wasn't for me, and I loved it. So I rolled with it. I did a lot of makeup for weddings and things like that, and I never really thought about ingredients in skincare, but I was a big ingredients in food. And I changed my lifestyle. I was introduced to a naturopath. She changed my life. I was able to heal a lot of issues that I was going, a lot of hormone issues, polycystic, endometriosis, things like that started to become prevalent in my life. And just going off birth control and things like that, all these hormonal issues started happening. And I was introduced to the world of holistic health. And when I graduated from Elegance, I went to Elegance. It was an amazing experience. I fell in love with that. I was hired in a medical clinic and they were doing, all the medical aesthetics and fillers and Botox and things like that. And that didn't align with me. I was uncomfortable being there. I was uncomfortable seeing a lot of young girls come in and then leave with big lips. It's just weird. It just wasn't for me.
Right.
I don't care what people do. I love
Just
a big
didn't
lip.
align.
If it makes you happy, you do you. I'm not judging. But at that time, that just wasn't for me. And I would sit when there were no clients coming in, and I would take the products off they were private labeled, high-end skincare products that the clinic was selling. And I would Google the ingredients, and I would just sit there and just my mind would be blown about what these ingredients were, what they were doing, how they were damaging the skin at cellular level, especially with sun exposure. And then I started deep diving because I already was deep diving food. And that's when I realized, holy shit, skincare is the same as food. And I was just completely changing my life at that time when it came to just no processed foods, eating whole foods. So that was a huge light bulb moment for me to realize that it's the same thing. It's going in your body. Your skin's your largest organ. It's all going in there. And so then I started eliminating a lot of the skincare. And I had professional size, expensive skincare that I purchased and was using. And I threw that all out. Perfumes were the last thing because I had spent so much money and I did love my perfumes.
Me too. Oh my gosh.
That I would keep them in a bag and hide them at the bottom of my closet because I didn't want to give it away because I knew what the ingredients were and I didn't want to contribute to someone else's health problems.
Right.
But I just couldn't part. And eventually, when you have too much shit, you're just like, I got to get rid of this.
Yeah.
So I threw them all out. Makeup was one of the last things, and pads and tampons and things like that were the actual last thing that I switched. And it was years later. Like, it's gradual. And even for me, who knew what I knew, I know now what I know. Like, it was a very gradual purge of those things. So we always talk, when we're talking to people about making those changes, it's very overwhelming. I would cry. It just, when your eyes are open to all these things, it's very frustrating. And so I started my own holistic spa in my home, and I started making my own products because there was nobody at that time, really. There were a few companies, very, very few. And I wasn't going to use chemical products on my clients. I just didn't have the heart to do that. So then that's when I saw what was missing in the market, there were a lot of holes, and I started experimenting with skincare, and then it just evolved with a lot of support from friends. Jess was a huge part of my life, support, people giving me ideas, people pushing me, and it just snowballed. There were a lot of people involved in that, and now we've been we started small. I gave up my clients and things like that. And then we started small in a shared space. I met a lot of amazing business owners within that ride. Which was 2016.
That was a cool time.
It was the best time.
Like when all of the Old East people were coming up, and Ilbury, you guys, Luna, Booch. It was such a cool thing to be a part of, just to watch all these small businesses grow.
Because London was very slow at supporting small business, and I feel like that was a huge boom. And it was magic, that whole trend, that 2016 trend. We were before 2016, but Instagram wasn't. That was newer. So it's hard for me to remember to go back, but it's neat to see those times that it's just was such a great, amazing, happy, fresh new time.
Yeah, it was.
Momentum.
Yeah. And then London made sure that they figured out how to put a cork in it with the because God, you can't have the small businesses succeeding. So I felt like they really did a good job of keeping Old East torn up, and making safe injection sites, and really doing what they could to muddy the waters in Old East so that it would drive business away, which it did, and force people to kind of move out of that. And that tight-knit, I feel like that tight-knit, group of people are still tight-knit, but there's been no new development. You know what I mean? Other than Kellogg's, there's nothing there. It's just kind of all gone to the wayside, so it's too bad. I mean, a lot of the businesses are still there. are still standing, but maybe they're not out of Old East anymore.
So have you always been at Mount Pleasant, or were you somewhere else before, or in the market?
Oh yeah.
We were at, it was 1010 Dundas where we were. And
Okay.
right now it's the Run Parlor. But it was Luna. Luna was there. She moved out of that space. And then Booch started there, Pulp and Press.
Oh, right.
Lots of really
Yeah.
big businesses started there, grew there. So it was a collab space.
But don't remember at the fair?
Yeah, I was at the fair.
Started
I
at
had a
the
booth
fair
at the Western Fair Market.
Because when I had Avalon, I used to walk down York Street, or no, Dundas. I'd walk right down Dundas every weekend. That would be like that was my life. That was my that was like Saturday.
Yeah.
That's what I did every Saturday.
Yeah, we were at the market, and then we had the shared space, and then we just kind of grew from there. And 11 years will be in March. Will be 11 years on 111 Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But how long for
crazy.
Purdy?
Yeah.
15? 17?
I feel like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Avalon's 15, and it basically kind of started around. And actually, that was one of my favorite things is like how, for me to be able to change, because I was like, I worked at Shoppers Drug Mart for a long time, so I was like, what was that collagen? Don't you remember that brand that was at Shoppers that made all the like beachy scents?
yeah.
And they had all the matching. It would be like yellow, and it had
Yeah.
like the yellow spray, the
Yes.
yellow cream.
Oh my gosh,
But I
yes.
can't think of. It started
love
with
the
a
peach
C, and
one.
it was like college anyway, something like that. But I always had a problem with perfume and scents. There was certain perfumes I could wear, like Hugo. There was like a Hugo Boss one I used to wear in high school that I liked, and then I liked Swiss Army for Men. I could handle that. But should have known back then. Roxy knew, but
I don't know if I did. I still have my perfumes.
But yeah, I think one of my favorite things about how it all worked out for you was that I was able to, like, when you were so small, it started with like chapstick. So it was like, okay,
Lip balm.
here's my lip, like, here's this new lip balm. Oh, okay. So now I eliminated whatever lip balm I was using, the one in the little container that you would put on.
Blistex?
Yeah.
Whatever that was. And it was so
Yeah.
addicting. And then I made a deodorant. Oh, okay, I can switch deodorants. And then I made a powder. And then here's face. And it was just like kind of like one product at a time for me. So it was easy to change what I was doing. Whereas like I see the panic in people when they wake up to it and they've got a house full of products in their kitchen, their bathroom, then they have their makeup, and they have to sort through, where do you start?
Yeah.
So
And it's almost like a giving up. It's too overwhelming.
Right.
And to be honest, coming into the store with people that are just, they've heard they should, change this, that, or whatever, or shop Canadian all of a sudden, or, whatever. But them coming into the store can be extremely overwhelming because now there's so many natural
Yeah.
product lines.
yeah.
Right.
Before we
So-
really get into it, I'll ask you a quick question. If somebody's listening that has never even thought about it, or has thought about it but hasn't made any changes, and they said, okay, I'm going to take a ride into Purdy's and see what I can do. And obviously it's expensive to make a switch like this. What would you say would be the best kind of $150, $200 that they could start with? Where would you start? What would you recommend for
I
them?
would definitely recommend deodorant. Deodorant is huge. Conventional deodorant is so disgusting. The fragrance alone contains thousands of chemicals, hidden chemicals.
Right.
So that's just the one aspect of deodorant. And then you have the antiperspirant, which stops you from sweating. That's aluminum.
Right.
And they use aluminum salts in their deodorant, which then sit under your arm. Your lymph nodes are there. Your breast is right there. So your breasts. So, yeah. I don't know. I've heard so many crazy stories when it comes to cancer, breast cancer, and just finding a buildup of the deodorant and stuff like that under the arm and breast tissue. So I have always said deodorant's number one, and it is an annoying transition because for a lot of people, you have to try many to find the right one. Everyone's different. Everyone's on different medications, stress levels, yada, yada, food. So not
Yeah.
one deodorant is going to work for.
And I can attest to that, and you can laugh, and we can laugh about it, because when I was making the switch, I always wore men's deodorant because I'm disgusting and I sweat like a motherfucker and I am so gross. And so I always wore Gillette gel because I liked, first of all, I like it went on like numbing, like almost like it felt good. Like it was so wintry. I don't know how to describe that.
Minty.
Yeah. And I was so, me, I'm Berta, I'm so hot.
Yeah.
So, so switching to your deodorant, and we can tell, I mean, I always tell this story, I don't know if it's true, but I always say that you invented the powder for me. Because the deodorant wasn't enough, because I would just sweat through it and I would have raging BO. And then that's where the baby powder would come in, and then you made powder for me.
The powder was because you were using baby powder on your body, and my mom never used that on me. 44 years ago when I was born, her doctor told her to never use baby powder because it causes cancer. It's like cervical, all that jazz. It's
Wow.
Yeah. And so
Good on that doctor.
Yeah.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so it's talc. And so yeah.
What's
so
talc? What is that?
talc is just a really bad ingredient, absorbing.
We're going to get into it further, but
Yeah, and so I would see it in, like we talked earlier, in her car, in her Jeep, and I told her, you know what, you shouldn't be using that. It causes cancer, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? It's how many years later, and the lawsuits are pretty heavy with that right now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, well, do you have anything that you want to add to your intro there, or anything that we missed?
I think that's pretty good. Like, other than the fact that at the time, we had a huge DIY section, because for us, we wanted to give people choice. You know, there are stores that exist and they are only carrying their brand, and that's amazing. Whatever, the more the merrier. We need choice. But I wanted to create a space where when you walk in, you have a lot of options, because not one thing is going to work the same for you and and myself. So I wanted to be able to give people choice. And two, like, I'm a bit of an activist, I'd like to say. So this was my contribution to, I get really pissed off. And this whole, journey has been about, big corps, they don't care about you. They want your money, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that really pissed me off. And once I was open to that, same with food, then I needed to do something about it.
Yeah.
I think that's why I admire you so much, because you're so community minded and you support so many other people's entrepreneurial, like their businesses.
Yeah.
And like when you go into your store, you're supporting like all local businesses, artists, jewelers.
Mostly female. I think that was one of the things that you didn't touch on, but I do remember that part of the beginning stages of Purdy. I know that there's some men now, but that it was all female entrepreneurs that you would carry in the store. So it gave women in a really small, like for example, Hen and Bear, gave her an opportunity to have her jewelry showcased in a store, and it was started as just female entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So that was, pretty cool. All these women taking charge, and they all had kind of a niche little market, and it was really nice in the store. It like gave you the opportunity to not only come in for the personal care, but also for the things that paired nicely with it. Mm-hmm. All female entrepreneurs. So yeah, that was really cool. It was like ahead of her time.
There was no like plan. I wasn't planning that. It just kind of morphed into that.
Right.
And then you realize, oh shit, this is how it works.
Yeah.
Working together.
And supporting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, that's an age group thing too. I think our age group is very open to that, where I find sometimes, and no offense to anybody, but there's a lot of competition with women too.
Hello.
There's a lot of competition, but even at older ages, like they really had to fight for their spot. And we obviously have to fight for our spot too, but not in that same, because it was
We don't have to
much
fight
a
each
man's
other.
world. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was very easy to carry. My best friend is Luna. I love her products. I use her products. I barely use my products. I love her line.
For those who don't know, Luna's basically
she's the biggest
competitor to Roxanna, and Luna started by having all of her products carried in your store.
Yeah,
So,
there was no question. There was no threat. You know what I mean? So you can do so much more working together as a whole. Yeah.
Well, and I just love the fact that you said like what one deodorant would work for somebody is not for somebody else. And so when you have a lineup of different variety and you know the products, you know who's also making the products, you can attest to things and you can help people find what works for them.
Nothing brings us more joy than finding something that works for a customer and they're so happy and grateful. I love that.
Yeah. It's rewarding.
Yeah. Okay, so the illusion of choice. You think that you're choosing, but you're usually not. When you walk into any big box store,
Shoppers,
Walmart, whatever, you go to the personal care aisle and there's 75 different shampoos to choose from. However, the truth is that probably 5 to 6 companies own every single one of those brands. And if there is an organic or a more natural choice, it's tucked away in a very secret spot that is not
or owned by Clorox.
Yeah, right? Yeah. That is not very visible. So basically, I feel like, you know, people really do think when they walk into Walmart, then you see them looking. You do see it in the aisles. I mean, I don't go into Walmart very often, but I do see them looking at things and choosing between. And it's like, what do you think that you're choosing between? You know, like, and that's just a curious question. Like, I, as someone who used to shop and do that, like, oh, for fine hair, for thin hair, extra volume, la la la, la la la, and there's just something for everybody. But it's fascinating to me that literally every single thing is owned by, you know, Johnson & Johnson, L'Oreal, whatever. There's 5 or 6 of them. So why do you think that people love and need that illusion of choice versus going into a small independent retailer and having, like in your shop, you don't just have Purdy, you have Luna, you have who's our deodorant that we use? Routine. You go in there and you do have, but I mean, you're having, you know, 3 or 4 choices versus 74 choices. What is the illusion of?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of it's convenience. People are busy. People are tired. People have families. They're already going to go there. They're shopping. They want to get it all done in one spot.
Discounts.
Yeah.
Discounts. Yeah. And you can't fault anybody, you know. We're all guilty for it in some aspect. And it's not even a guilty thing. It's just what it is.
Marketing
is huge.
Yeah.
Marketing is huge.
Yeah.
And I still fall for it, you know. Especially women. We're suckers for that.
Totally.
We're
just gets
product
on all the
junkies.
ads.
Yeah.
Instagram ads.
For sure. And, you know, and I will say there's a lot more natural options. And thankfully, even though they might not be the best because they're huge and they've sold out or whatever, they might have way more chemicals removed than a bigger company. So I have to, you know, give positives where... You know, find the positives, and
there is a shift.
It's really great to see.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see a lot of brands that we've been carrying for many years, small companies being sold in Shoppers now too. So the shift is there.
Okay.
It's great.
That's good.
Yeah, you mentioned that when we were talking before about that you saw that there was some who is like one of the brands that
Wildcraft. They're out of Toronto.
Wildcraft.
They are, I believe, in some Shoppers. There's another company called Province Apothecary out of Toronto. I've seen them in Rexall.
Okay.
And things like that. Yeah. So, you know, there's Burt's Bees. It's better than nothing, but they're owned by a big corp.
Well, that was an example that I was going to give is even when we found a brand before kind of Purdy, there was Burt's Bees, because back when I worked at North by Northwest in the 90s, we carried Burt's Bees products, and they were a small independent company at that time. And now you see them in Walmart. So, I mean, have they sold out, and are the products different now than they were?
They will, because you can't mass produce natural on that kind of scale. So that's another thing for people to also be aware of, you know. If you want to truly get as natural as possible, you have to go to the smaller shops, because we make small batch. Everything we do is small batch. As we run low or out, we make fresh.
Right.
So
okay, so the small batch, just to clarify I think I understand it, but if you make it in larger batches, that's where more chemicals and preservatives are required to keep them shelf stable for longer periods of time, or
Well, yeah, because for us, like, we're not catering to a mass amount of people, so we're just catering to our customers in our store. So we're not making 500 lotions and having stuff sit.
Right.
These companies are making thousands of products, shipping it all over, and it's sitting. You know, so it has to be shelf stable for them.
Right.
So there's going to be more preservatives.
That right there is key to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's another thing too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of private labeling. So a big company can have a line, and it's the same product. It might just the scent might be different,
Right.
but it's the same ingredients, and it's just marketed under a whole other company.
So going back to the illusion of choice of going to Walmart in the aisle, even when there is 74 products and they're all different, really half of them could be all the same.
Yeah.
And they just have a different label on them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for like shampoos and stuff, the same people that create the shampoo that's supposed to make your hair thicker and whatever, and lawsuits now for shampoos that are actually like causing hair loss, they also give you the products that help with hair
Right.
loss.
The Rogaine to grow it back.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wow.
question about the illusion of choice. When people first walk into Purdy Natural, what do they usually think they're choosing and what surprises them?
I think the choices, they do get overwhelmed when they come in at times, or most people, they walk in and they're immediately, you can see their shoulders drop and they're just at ease, and that's huge. That's the whole purpose of why we created what we did. I'm more surprised. It's now 2026. We have so much information out there. This information has been around forever, and it's always mind-blowing to me that people just don't know. They just don't know. They're not reading ingredients. It's just always funny to me that I don't know. I'm speechless when it comes to that.
What surprises them the most, do you think? Like, what are they like most taken aback by?
That these products work. You know, a lot of people do come in for skin issues. You know, they haven't been told to change, you know, to monitor what their diet is, and to see what could be causing reactions, or that their doctor said it's not food related. It's always food related. But yeah, when they come in and they try a product, it does generally work because they're so used to all of their toxic ingredients. So when they make those changes, they're always really shocked at,
Right.
you know, how much natural can help them, because there's just some weird stigma that natural is just, it's kind of
Foo-foo,
junky and
it's
crappy and
hippie,
Right.
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
yeah.
But it's on a
Woo-woo.
nervous system level that you're taking out so many chemicals, so your body's not overstimulated, and
Yeah.
your body's not trying to navigate so many threats at once,
And plants are here to heal us. So that's all we're using.
right?
Yeah.
It's funny because we talk about, like, we can smell things when there's fragrance in something. We can smell.
You can feel it at the back of your throat.
You know it instantly because we've been fragrance free. We've switched all of our products over the years, and so now when I go out in public and somebody's wearing something, I smell the toxicity.
Oh, yeah.
You're just more attuned to it.
It's smothering.
Yes.
It actually can cause you to feel sick, have a headache,
Yeah.
kind of get
Absolutely.
agitated and uncomfortably
Yeah.
and kind
Yep.
of angry
Yeah.
That's
because
me.
now
It's
you've
toxic
affected
load.
me.
me. Yeah.
It's a toxic load.
Yep.
And for those that don't notice it also shows how desensitized they are,
For sure.
right? And
Yeah.
it's just normalized. It's like growing up, we used to have the fragrances, like the household fragrances, you know, little pop-up things.
Oh, potpourri, like plug it in,
or
plug
you'd have the
plug-ins,
plug-ins, like
potpourris. Oh
plug-ins.
God.
They
Sometimes I go into
infuriate me.
rentals. Yeah. Sometimes I go into rentals and like my clients have put in something to, and I'm just like, whoa,
I
like
unplug them. I unplug them.
like,
I hide
oh
them.
God,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
so gross. And it has been hard with Avi. You know, her friend's mom is a hairdresser, so when they go over to her house, they're always playing with all of her products, and then she comes home and instantly I'm like, what did you put on?
We
Like,
feel sick
I
right
just
away. We got a headache.
like it's pretty crazy how fast it affects me. Like I just can't
wild.
handle it, but.
I
it
know.
is.
Big beauty, big pharma, and regulatory capture. Pharma influence through funding, lobbying, and shared regulators. Cosmetic ingredients don't require long-term human exposure testing. Safety assessments often rely on industry-funded data. My question to you is, do you think people confuse approved with safe forever?
Approved with safe forever.
Meaning, like, the studies have shown, obviously, if it's approved by Health Canada and it's on the shelf, people assume that means it's safe forever. It can't affect me 25 years down the road, like we're going to talk about in a minute with talc, how it would have long-term effects. So people, I think, see the label and they think, okay, well, it's in the store, it's here, it's safe. Do you even think that they even register that could it be safe forever?
No. Because people don't think like that, or people wouldn't drink and smoke and do all the things, eat McDonald's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, it blows our minds how many, and we're the same. Everyone does it, and to some degree. So it's not. I'm not casting judgment ever, but people generally don't care. You know, and for us, like, we really do our due diligence to read what companies are putting in their products, and we bring in what's safer,
right?
You know, so we do that work, but it is up to the individual. It's your responsibility to be responsible for your own health and do the work. But people don't.
I think that the Matrix is designed this way, unfortunately. And again, you're right. It's up to the individual. And I am the first person to throw stones. So I don't care. I will. I think people have to do their own fucking research. I think you're retarded if you don't. And you listen to what the government says, like the Health Canada head doctor now, like she's 918 pounds. Like, and you're going to fucking listen to what this bitch has to say. But okay. Anyway. So I agree with you 100%. But I think that it's designed that way. I mean, people that live a normal life that are not awake yet, that still think that Mark Carney is telling the truth and Donald Trump is telling the truth, and like that politicians, that there's two sides, that people that still think that don't have time to worry about what's in their fucking face wash.
There's just too much. You're bombarded with too much information. Yeah. It's exhausting. Yeah. And if it's not something you're passionate about or care about, you know, like there's a lot of things. Like I just realized, we were talking in the shop the one day, I'm like, why is lung cancer more prevalent? Why is it happening with people that aren't smoking? And Coco's like, look at our water. Our water is filled with chemicals. We have a shower. It's microparticles, steam, heat. We're breathing that in. If you don't have a filter on your shower or on your home, you are exposed to how many chemicals from our water that we're breathing in. And then we light our incense or candles. If you're burning cheapy fragrance, paraffin, shitty wick candles, and you know, there are a lot of people who burn candles all the time. They love candles. That is daily exposure to more shit that you're breathing in. Our air, like
indoor pollution.
The list, our cleaning products. The list goes on.
Dye from our couch, new pillows.
Oh my God, the home chemicals, and especially in a brand new home. The
paint on the walls.
The gases from the carpets and everything. You know, people do not realize we are exposed to thousands a day. Thousands. So if you can minimize what you can control, that is huge.
To reduce your toxic load, at least in your home. I think that's what's important is like for our transition, we've gradually have moved over, like Jess was explaining, like you've gradually added the new lip balm or the deodorant. I went from using Fructus, the shampoo.
Is it Fructus?
Probably, but I always called it Fructus.
Fructus.
I mean, my hair was addicted to that. I would wash it almost every day, every other day using that. And I remember I used to love the smell.
And then she met me and she was like, you're disgusting.
No, it was when I went for yoga training. This was like years ago, well before you. And I was in LA and the girl was saying, you really shouldn't be washing your hair that often. But my hair was so addicted to that shampoo that it took a while for my natural oils for my hair to adapt. So it takes time for us to transition. And so like doing things gradually, one thing at a time, like replacing your body wash with a bar of your soap instead, is a way that we can reduce toxic load gradually. It's like we can't just change everything all at once.
Right.
That's why
It's
everybody just
overwhelming.
shuts down and just goes, they're too overwhelmed. Your
Yeah.
nervous system's like, that's
Yeah.
too much. But when we do small things like buy a new lip balm from you or switch
Yeah.
over to a natural hand wash in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
those are the small ways that we reduce the toxic load.
Huge.
Yeah, and by the way, speaking of your soap, I don't know if you remember this, but when I was pregnant, you gave me a new soap to try that had like I don't know, fucking seeds or some shit in it, like okay, and you
Lavender?
told me to put it on my nipples because
Oh, to harden your hips?
to harden my nipples.
I don't
And I can
remember
remember being in the shower and like and like and then like the entire time that I nursed, I just never it just never got easy for me. Like there's some women who were like, "Oh, it really hurt at first," but then it never did for me. This was my face the whole time.
Oh,
Like just pain 24/7. But I can remember being in the shower trying to harden my nips up with with the soap that had like some seeds in it or something.
Tutti frutti, probably.
Yeah, I don't know, but
That's so funny.
yeah, gosh.
You
Those
know
were
what's
the days.
crazy? I'm just switching over insurance companies, and I'm not allowed to have a baby line.
You're not allowed to have what?
A baby
baby?
line,
What's
Why?
a baby line?
like a skincare for babies.
Why?
So we have a bum salve and
Yeah.
lotions and things like that. It's
And
literally like
you have
grapeseed
to-
oil, coconut oil, shea butter. It's all like it's edible, and we
You
can't.
have to discontinue it now?
Yeah, because big corporations have ruined it for.
No shit.
Yeah, it's too much of a liability.
Shit.
Yeah.
So are you just going to relabel it or something
No,
or
we're just not gonna.
you're just not gonna? That's too bad because
awful.
I guess really though
Anybody
in
can use
my
any of our products.
I was going to say
Or
in my opinion having raised Avalyn on your products whenever she rarely did have like a bum issue because I never used like the wipes, like I was really careful with what I put on her. I just used warm water in a cloth, but I would put salvation. If she had any kind of a rash, I just put salvation.
which is our bum salve, but made with a few different herbs
Yeah.
and organic ingredients. But it's crazy to me because when you have a baby in the hospital, they use Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, of course
Right.
they do.
Which have lawsuits coming out the ass.
Right.
I know you have more questions, but I have a couple questions around relevant things. Okay, you know those acne stickers that are really popular right now for teenagers?
Yeah.
Because we're around a lot of teenagers who have significant hormonal issues, and they're just piling more chemicals onto the issue.
It's because they eat like garbage.
Yes, obviously.
Totally.
But what are your thoughts around like those acne stickers that you can buy?
I don't really know too much about them. I know we did carry a company, a natural skincare company out of Toronto that unfortunately closed down after the lockdowns, but they had natural versions of them.
Oh, no way.
I'm not too familiar. I don't think they're going to be that bad. But again, you're masking the real issue, you know. So.
I think it's so fucking crazy that teenage girls want to put a bright orange star on top of a pimple and then tell me that it makes it less obvious that they have a pimple.
At least it's like cute and like at least they're like, I don't know. I think it's
Having
funny.
fun with it.
Yeah,
I
like
know.
at
Abby will have like
least.
4 stickers on her face and just act normal.
It's
I'm like,
so funny.
It's so weird to me. Like,
So funny.
I'm not somebody, like, I have to say, I had 6 pimples in my whole life, so I didn't really deal with that. But, like, if I did have a pimple, I would steal some of my mom's fucking cover up and
Yeah, it was
whatever.
like end of the world.
It just
kind of
seems
stuff.
like that's, it just,
I know.
I get what you're saying. Like,
like
at
a-
least they're having fun with it, but it just seems so crazy to me that
But
they
that
have to do
generation, like that age group, is the most susceptible to the marketing.
Oh my God, the marketing.
And they go to Shoppers. Shoppers the most readily.
They go to Sephora because Sephora
right.
does brilliant marketing. We hear it constantly every day by moms.
Really?
Interesting.
The one thing over the holidays was many moms coming in trying to find a scent for their son, teenage
Oh,
son.
shut the fuck
And that
up.
one's hard. There isn't much out there.
scent for
if
their
I had more
son?
time in my life, I'd love to create a teen line
Yeah.
of scent. But it's hard because you're dealing with like Axe and like these crazy synthetic fragrances that are so bad. And these kids
Right.
are just, they're just moving towards adulthood. Their
Right.
hormones are already
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
through enough. And their diets are never clean.
Right.
No.
So you add that shit, that's wild.
Right.
And it
Hormone
reeks.
disruptors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like you can set it on fire and like
I
it's
know.
wild. And we don't have a ton of options, and if we do, it's a little bit expensive. You know, when you
So
wanna
for
buy
men,
something.
deodorant, you don't have,
we have lots of options.
but they don't have like nothing that's like a spray like that.
There are no men's lines that I have, Canadian men's lines that I have found that
have a
are
spray.
making a men's fragrance
Like-
line that is natural.
Like to compete with Axe. I guess probably the things that they need to make it work like that would be too chemical.
And it might be price point, because when you're dealing with essential oils, it is more pricey. And do parents want to spend that on? I mean, parents will spend whatever on their kids that don't make any sense.
Oh my gosh, you remember how much you spent on perfume?
Yes.
Yeah, like a bottle of Hugo Boss in the 90s was still $60, $70,
Yeah.
$80.
Oh yeah, that was a lot then.
Yeah.
That's still a lot now.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, okay. Forever Chemicals. PFAA's resistant breakdown, used for texture, shelf life, water resistance, now found accumulating in human bodies all over the world. They were approved before we could even measure where they would end up,
As in everything.
right? And my question to you is, why do you avoid ingredients that are still technically legal?
Because I know that they're bad. Because I've done my research and we stick to plant-based. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate too to see natural companies putting those types of chemicals in their skincare and greenwashing and
Right.
saying that it's natural.
Right.
Can you give me an example of like a chemical that they would put in and say it's natural, but it's not?
Fragrance?
Fragrance. Okay.
Yeah, that's big in the natural world. They'll list a whole bunch of natural ingredients first, and it'll be lower, which means there's less of it in it. But when there's thousands of chemicals hidden under that one term, there's a lot of the companies, and they're generally found in like bigger box stores and stuff like that. Yeah. So it depends. Like some people, it's better for them to purchase that than the other
lesser
alternative.
of
Yeah.
the two evils.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, I know that they're using them for like I read a lot about like the shelf stability, shelf life, and waterproofing. Like that's a big deal with women's makeup now, is having it be. I mean, you can like cry a river and you're not going to smear or smudge. So what does the natural world ingredient look like that helps? Because I mean, FYI, we are wearing only and like just to note, not that I need to say this because I think whatever, everybody already knows, but we don't wear anything that's not from your store.
Yeah.
So in all of the previous episodes, any makeup that's been worn is all from Purdy's. There's not one single product in our house that's not from Purdy's. Not one. Like I
Yeah,
can't
we're
think
just saying
of
to
anything.
Laura before we start recording, literally every product in our house is from your store.
That's
Like
the best.
go to the
compliment.
bathroom, right? Go like on our nightstands or like everywhere. Like beauty
Yeah.
products, cleaning products.
And to
bathroom
be
products.
honest, actually, while I'm saying that, I did think it was going to be a problem at first with Evelyn with her makeup and her friends, but she's really starting to see that her friends have, I shouldn't say her friends because I don't want to point anybody out, but that the kids in her school that are around her age have a lot of skin issues. And I think she's starting to understand that she does know that it's food. She gets that that's the root cause of everything, but she does see a lot of the makeup and the issues with acne and
face wash, creams, lotions.
yeah, and how they strip. She's mentioned it a lot. How they strip their faces down to nothing, and then they're
Fix
all
all the
red, and
Right.
like so she notices it all. So I thought that was going to be more of a problem having her just stick to Purdy products, but it's not. She's actually seeing the value in it and thinks that they're great products and
'Cause she
competing
worked
with
us.
Totally.
well
She's
Well,
biased.
but she's also exposed to like so
Sephora
many,
and-
like all this kind of stuff, and we'll say we'll buy you whatever you want if it's from Purdy's. You can have whatever makeup you want, whatever products that you want, as long as it comes from here. And there's no argument. Like she's so open to that. The only thing
Yeah.
is like some of the hair stuff that is really toxic.
Hair's hard.
the dry shampoo. This is what the
Hairspray.
friend that's mom is the hairstylist
Yeah.
has this dry shampoo, and I mean,
We have her put it on outside because it just
if she wears it, she's not allowed to wear it really all the time. But when she does, she has to put it on outside.
And it's just a phase too, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, we all went through it. We have to live and learn. And then we end up going back to our roots. Like,
That's true.
I was hard on my mom, you know, and she is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right.
And now I get it because you just wake up, you get older, you wake up, and then you go back to your roots.
Well, and like teenage years, all through 20s is where you're experimenting, you're trying everything, and so like we've learned to let go of a lot of stuff
have
as
to.
a result.
Yeah, but there's
right?
some things I won't, and that's personal care products. Like I will like, that's
like-
like the hill I will die on for her is making sure her food is good and clean as much as I can.
Yeah.
I can't control all of it, but I can control breakfast and dinner.
And she knows the difference.
And-
she can tell when she comes home and says, "I need a really good meal," or "Oh my gosh, I need some protein."
Yeah.
So she's paying attention. She's
Yeah.
watching, and because we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And she's going to be more in tune with her body. So when she does eat, and we all do this, we all have our moments, you know, like I don't drink, but I sometimes drink.
Yeah.
And then I go, frick, I need to stop drinking. I can't drink anymore. This is not for me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so we all have our things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Can we talk about pads and tampons? Let's get into that.
So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So recently, I got Nix. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The next cup?
No.
No, the underwear.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Is it not Nix? Am I saying it wrong?
No, you're saying it right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have been a Diva Cup wearer for
years.
ever since you made me stop wearing tampons.
Welcome.
Thank you. I mean, again, just another thing. Like it didn't happen all at once, right? And it was like, you're still wearing fucking tampons? Like I can't believe it. And then
Well, tampons are great. It's just the type.
Right.
yes,
Right.
if they're not bleached and full of all kinds of
Pesticides.
pesticides. Yeah. Okay.
Really?
So
Oh my God, yeah, so bad.
So I've recently heard like some negative things now about the Diva Cup that I didn't know, that like maybe it's causing your
It pushes against your uterus, right? So it's stretching your organ. And so women that as you get older, there's more
Prolapse-y?
prolapse. Yeah.
and I already have a problem with peeing. Like I'm already there, so I don't know what it's going to be like in 20 years. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to address this, and I should maybe get these stupid underwear that everybody keeps talking about.
Yeah, but you like them.
I'm like, I love them, and I don't wear underwear, but like 1 week of the month I will. But like I think that was that's a great invention. I don't know if it's good. I'm sure it's better than the average.
It's to
product,
allow
but-
women to free flow instead of like stuff something when you're bleeding. You shouldn't be putting things in. You
A
should
lot
be
of
letting
women
things
will
down.
like they have to put a tampon in to sleep because of how
It's too heavy?
It's heavy or it
Yeah.
wakes them up. So I hear that often. So that is a nice alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you found pads and tampons that don't have. I didn't know they had pesticides. I knew that they were bleached, and I wouldn't want to put bleach up there.
Yeah. Pesticides, bleach, and fragrance. You can get fragranted
Yeah.
pads and
Jeez.
tampons.
Yeah.
And like, fact check this, but toxic shock.
Oh yes.
Is that from the chemicals that are in these that are in tampons?
Can you fact check that?
Or is you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Is
to-
it was like a tampon that
is
was in
toxic
too
shock
long.
caused
Yeah.
by
But that
the
Could it be
chemicals in the tampons,
the-
or is it because remember it was about leaving it in too long? They said,
Is it our fault? It was
but
our fault.
right? Is it leaving it in too long, or is it fucking the chemicals that they're
Interesting.
putting
I
in
think
it?
it's the chemicals. I don't know why. That came to
well,
my
it's
mind.
directly impacting your hormones. Like, you're literally putting it in.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, anything that goes on your skin is going to absorb right into your bloodstream, but this is going right into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. That whole world. And that's just like, think about, you wake up in the morning. Think about the average person, maybe not you guys, but like getting up, showering, going to work, all of the products they've used in the shower, shaving products, body wash,
Toothpaste,
shampoo,
makeup.
facial care. They come out, they put all the products on their face, deodorant, lotion,
Stuff in their hair.
all the stuff in their hair. You know, it just never ends, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Right.
then you have your period, you use your chemically filled hygiene products, and it's just, it's wild. And then
Yeah.
you do it again. You come home, you
Yeah.
take it all off, And that's not the
Right.
food.
Well, hold
and
on.
the environment.
Hold on. You
and
take it off, but talk about what you're taking it off with. That's a whole other
Exactly.
story. They're using all those, like, I don't even know what it's called, but they like tear off your skin, like the chemical in
the stripping.
the stripping.
Yeah.
And then they use the wipes that are full of all kinds of chemicals.
And then slather on after more chemicals.
Yeah,
Right.
more cream that now moisturizes the skin that they just
Well,
peeled off.
This toxic load is now impacting obviously our endocrine system, which is
Yeah.
our hormone system, but it's
Yeah.
also impacting the nervous system, which is why there's more anxiety, there's more depression, agitation, hypervigilance, right? There's a heightened state that we're in because we're taking in so many things that our brain's trying to decipher what's threat and what's not, but we're doing multiple threats at once. So it's always keeping our body in this hyper aroused state.
Yeah, it's people do not make that connection. That was huge for me when I heard someone talk about the amount of products used in a day, especially for a woman.
Right.
Right.
And that just changed it all for me.
Yeah.
Do you know who Ian Carroll is?
I do.
Okay, so I figured you would. So I'm right into, like, I watch pretty
Conspiracy.
well everything, pretty much everything that he puts out. But for those people who don't follow him that closely, you may know him from TikTok as the shampoo guy who goes in the aisle. That's how he kind of got his fame.
Yeah.
Is he would go through the aisle and he would pull out a brand and then he would show you a chart of who owns it, what else they own, the chemicals that are in it, and he exposed tampons, pads, and again, I don't know why this,
hero.
right? Like,
Heartthrob.
I don't know why this isn't mainstream. He's just doing this in like 2022 when, like, again, we've been doing this, or I should say you've been doing this since
More
the early.
time on people's hands.
Yeah, true. But anyways, he's got this new app out that I thought we could maybe mention that's called the Buyer app, like BUYR, I think.
heard.
And you go into the store, and I've already tested it out. I've tested it on some of your products.
You scan barcode it.
Yeah, not one of the barcodes didn't work, but the other one did. And then because it's not maybe a
Bigger brand.
then you take a picture. It asks you to take a picture of the ingredients, and then you upload the ingredients in that picture, which I've done. And then now anybody else that scans on that barcode in the future will get what the information I already put in. So it's like helping to
sweet.
build a database.
That's incredible.
So for you, I'm just saying, you guys might want to go around the store. You might want to have somebody go around the store and put all of Purdy products into the Buyer app so that I don't know if it benefits. It might. If people come in, it might benefit in the future.
There are two. That's for sure. There are Think Dirty is a Canadian version of that.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're always talking about going into different department stores and showing you all the chemicals.
Oh, okay.
And also showing you healthier options. And
Okay.
things like that. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's on like a slider scale of like super toxic to moderately to clean.
Oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Say it again. Dirty.
Think Dirty.
Oh, Think Dirty. Okay. Okay.
There's a couple of other ones out there.
Okay.
But yeah.
I only know Ian
Which
Carroll's,
I love.
so
That's
anyway.
huge.
Right.
Okay. Talc, baby powder, and late truths. Talc was marketed as safe for babies. Court cases revealed early internal concern over contamination. Thousands of lawsuits before public narrative changed. If transparency came first, litigation would not be necessary. So what do you, right? I mean, I think that's, if we knew 30 years ago that there was, it's like the Tylenol. Like,
Right.
remember the Tylenol thing? Like, they had information secretly that there was a contamination, and they just chose to sweep it under the rug and hope that nobody would be affected by it. It's the same with the Johnson & Johnson with talc. They knew about it. If they had have expressed to people and put a note on the bottle that said, may cause cancer, 30
this is
years
with
ago.
all the products, like we've talked about several today, even like the hair products that have created hair loss. The same companies are creating.
They're using chemicals that they know exactly
Yeah.
what the health consequences are. And
Right.
over time, the accumulation into your system, it's not good. My mom worked at 3M for 40 years, and she went to go get an oil of Olay product she saw on TV, fills in your lines, blah, blah, blah. She was probably in her late 50s, early 60s at the time. And she read the ingredients, and it had a chemical at 3M that she knew was linked to liver cancer. People at work dealing with that chemical, obviously in higher exposure rates.
Right.
But still,
It doesn't
why
matter.
the
It's still
hell are
toxic
you
load.
putting that shit,
Yeah.
Right.
you know? And then we're so
Interesting.
like desperate to stay young. We just don't even give a shit. We just, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, but people
Yeah.
don't know. My mom only knew because she worked there and she knew that chemical,
Right.
you know?
But it's
So-
even amazing that she would be reading the label. I mean, most people would just go to get the oil of Olay product that they came for and not even think twice about looking at the ingredients.
But yeah,
So-
Johnson Johnson knew over 44 years ago that the talc that they were using in their powders was
Contaminated.
contaminated. Yeah, they knew that.
Is that the
because my
caking?
my mom's doctor told her not to use that on me. So
Right.
So it's been
it's
known.
very known. Yeah. Again, these companies don't give a shit.
It's like Tylenol and your liver.
Or
Yeah,
any
it's
drugs
crazy.
or anything. Many things can be changed, treated with diet changes and exercise and supplementation, but it's a lot of work. So
I think it's just crazy. I
people
guess
will
like
choose the medicine that causes the side effects
yeah.
in most cases.
Convenience.
It is convenience, yeah.
Convenience.
And I guess just some people you either have ethics and you're not going to sell out, or you don't, right? Because I don't know how you know that you're selling, making, creating a product that is going to have devastating effects on the customers who consume it and continue to sell it, versus just saying, hey, we know it's contaminated, let's fix the problem. Right? Like, I mean, that's just so crazy to me that
It's money. Money.
It's only
I know,
money.
but I'm just trying to relay that to me, that's crazy.
But I think that's the difference between a smaller company versus selling and going corporate and going big into the conglomerate.
If I knew that our eggs were contaminated
we would do something
somehow,
about it.
I just know that I couldn't sell them, knowing that they were contaminated. I would have to resolve the issue before I would resume selling my eggs. And so it just blows me away that that's not how everybody thinks. But the world is controlled by satanic pedophiles. So, I mean, does it really surprise you?
I think when you're
No.
looking at corporations that big, like
Satanic pedophiles. It doesn't
They're-
matter.
the likeliness of having to do lawsuits later on is probably less.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's less
it's a drop in the
than
bucket.
changing the whole product line or
Yeah.
changing or doing
Yeah.
recalls, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay. Why independent shops exist. Voluntary ingredient bans, transparency over margins, education instead of reassurance marketing. Independent shops don't exist because people are picky. They exist because trust failed. So I believe that to be true. If people have found your shop, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
Something has broken in their matrix. Do you feel like your job is more about unteaching than selling?
Definitely. That's been our whole goal from the very beginning. If you go back to any of your interviews when I first started, it was all about educating people on the importance of making those changes, especially if they're having health issues or, they're having children. That's when we see it's more so women having children when they really start looking into what they're using on their child. And still, they'll use natural products on their child, but they won't
Interesting.
sometimes change what they're using. One thing I always find funny when people ask when they're coming in for sunscreen. Sunscreen's the worst.
Oh, yes. Let's touch on sunscreen.
Yeah, so there's such bad chemicals in sunscreen. And I'm not even going to say their name because it's very hard to pronounce and I'm going to butcher it. But huge endocrine disruptors, goes right into the bloodstream, super toxic. And obviously, it's not safe for babies. So why the fuck are you using it on yourself?
Right.
Right.
We're human. We
Yeah.
all have the same shit.
Right.
So why do you think it's not safe for a baby?
Right.
Hi. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I
No,
do.
that's so true. Though.
I do.
It's so true that that should be common sense right there.
And having having Avalyn, I mean, her whole upbringing, I was criticized by anybody that had an opinion because I refused to put sunscreen on her. And there were a few hiccups, like the time that we went to Universal Studios and she basically blistered because she refused to wear her hat and it was 9,000 degrees. And so, I mean, things happen things happen. But I would rather have that have happened to her than to lather her with sunscreen and then bake it in with the rays of the sun. That just never made sense to me. But everybody, there was always a fight. Like when she goes to her dad's, they have a pool. So she would be like, I'm not allowed to wear that. Right. And you imagine a little,
she went to camp. Oh, I'm not allowed to wear that. I'm not allowed to wear that.
Right. Like when you go to camp, you have to send like a certain number of items every day with them. Mm-hmm. And I had to write a letter that said she is not allowed to wear sunscreen. Do not attempt to put it on her. She would wear a long sleeve shirt. You know, like we can get around this, but it was highly criticized. And I look at it and I know I've made the right decision because, I mean, I know people, I've never worn sunscreen. As kids, we're from the 80s. We did not wear sunscreen. That was not, I'm not saying it wasn't a thing, but anytime I remember somebody wearing sunscreen in the 80s, is it zinc?
Yeah.
The white.
I miss the colored zinc. Mm-hmm. I'm
right.
trying to find that. I'd love to wear that at the beach. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I remember. And then it was in the 90s that I remember sunscreen coming in, but we were already too far gone. And we would go, I remember to my friend Anja's house, and we would literally go into her fridge and we would get butter.
Oh my God. From
the fridge, and we would lather ourselves in butter.
Oh my God.
And lay by the pool and just get as black as we could. And when I lived in the Caribbean, I wore I wore the stuff to get dark. I wouldn't wear sunscreen, but I would wear oil.
Coconut oil.
But people would say to me, like, you're crazy. Come and see me in 30 years. You're going to look like you've been rode hard and put away wet. I mean, I have my moments where I probably do look like that. But, I mean, on average, I think not wearing sunscreen has served me very well versus the people that wear sunscreen. I mean, I don't know. But
I don't know. I know that what's in sunscreen is trash. Yeah. And I will choose not wearing it and just not baking in the sun.
Right.
You know what I mean? I do wear it on my face, but I use a natural sunscreen. Yeah. When I go to the beach, I live at the beach in the summer, and I always bring shade. And I'll expose my body.
Yeah, you were always somebody to wear a hat and sunglasses, and you did sell me a sunscreen that I did end up taking to her dad so that if they had to put something on her, fine. Yeah. It's a natural sunscreen. That's the one that she can wear.
To be honest, I wear sunscreen. I mainly cover all my tattoos so that the color lasts. But then I leave other than my chest, I slather it on my chest. But everything else is fair game.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? I used to do that like a long time ago. I would have the sunscreen that you sold, and I would wear it over my tattoos. I don't care anymore, and I should. Actually, no. You know what is the true fact? Most of the time, correct me if I'm wrong, in the summer, I wear long sleeve T-shirts.
Yeah.
I wear a lot of long sleeve T-shirts in the summer.
Unless you're sun tanning and then bathing in coconut oil and laying outside.
Yeah, but when I'm sun tanning, I don't cover my tattoos. I don't know. I don't.
I don't know. It's constant learning. Like we're constantly like, even around Diva Cup to, and new things are coming out, and it's navigating what works best for us. And
for sure. Yep. You just got to do what's best for you and baby step into it. Yeah. I've been doing this for many years, so I'm aware, and it was a baby step process for me. And, it's very overwhelming for people that are just getting into this and learning about this.
Yeah. But I think as they get into it, the choice is theirs. They have the illusion of choice, or they have the real choice. And once they realize what's in it, it's hard to go back, I think.
It's very much hard to go back.
Well, once you know, you can't unknow. And I don't think you want to play ignorant either.
No.
But it's a matter of, do you want to take action? Do you want to live in alignment with what you truly believe is best for you? Yeah. And like switching all over our products and like investigating and learning these kinds of things around our nervous system and our endocrine system requires us to care about ourselves. Yeah. And so if people don't care, then it just goes to show how much they care about themselves. Right. And the more that you put effort in, the more that you want to understand, or even like listen to a little tidbit of information or switch your lip balm, like that's you caring. there is a lot of information overload. We're all susceptible to it, especially with social media. But there's the small things that we can do, and if you're listening to this podcast, obviously there's a part of you that does care and wants to know more, and there is curiosity, which means that there is courage enough to listen, to change your perspective, open your mind, or even like one little thing today around, like maybe it was like sunscreen, or I don't know, the baby powder that just landed that you've been using forever, and going like, oh, interesting. Right?
Or even just maybe women who like notice that they can't tolerate smells like fragrance, and they're like, oh, that's what it is. Like, I'm not,
well, because you're called sensitive, right? And I don't think it's that you're sensitive. I think it's just that you're listening to your body's signal when something's not good.
Yeah, you're in tune.
Yeah, you're in tune.
Yeah, and as a kid, that's what I would get called. Like, my mom would be like, oh my God, you're so sensitive. And it's like, no, I'm fucking smart and you're retarded. And I can tell when something's wrong and you can't.
Yeah. The most amazing thing right now, it's like we don't have enough space to carry all the natural products. There are so many natural products now. It's unbelievable. Never would I've ever thought that 10 plus years ago. Never.
Wow.
It's interesting.
And there's Dragon's Den's throwing money at all these companies so that they can elevate and do crazy mass marketing. Like one of the newer product lines we just got in was Beauty from Bees, and they are doing crazy brainwashing on all the ads and
Social
stuff like
medias.
that. It's amazing. That is huge because now people are coming and going, I really want to try this product. Can you bring it in? So many customers before Christmas wanted Beauty from Bees, to the point where we're like, fine, we literally have no room in our store, but we'll bring it in slowly. That is huge. That is huge.
So do you think that a company like Beauty from Bees, is that what Beauty from Bees, do you think that they can that they can stay a small cosmetic or personal natural care company if they explode? Like, when we talk about small batch creation, like, is it possible, or is it better for us as a country to have every city has a Purdy Natural? You know, every city has a spot where they bring in local handcrafted natural care products and that kind of thing. Or do you think that there can be a conglomerate like that could...
That's a tough one, because most times they just get bought
and
then changed.
So that's my point, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
It depends on the owner. It depends on the owner.
Like, if you're getting Dragon Den money at you, can you... Like, you're getting Dragon Den money thrown at you, can you stay small batch? Is that possible?
For sure. It's just a matter of what your vision is for your company, where you want to invest that money, you know, how far you want to go, you know, with integrity.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty hard.
It would be hard, because if a big corp is going to give you millions of dollars to buy your company, you can retire and go do you in Costa Rica, whatever. Yeah, and I wouldn't, and I wouldn't put it. You don't owe anyone anything.
No,
you've done your job.
Yeah,
you've probably like changed people's minds. Yeah, people asking for Beauty from Bees coming into the store might have never thought about natural, but they're being targeted on Instagram,
right?
You know, and that's their new journey,
right?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it's too bad, because then what happens? It's like a Burt's Bees, where you convince somebody that this is a good product,
but it's
but hold on, I know, but you convince somebody that it's a good product, they get bought out, and now they're not, and then that person still thinks that it's a good product. That's the only negative.
That's true.
About
but again,
that.
It goes down to them doing their own research, and it just like creates more competition, more in innovation, people getting inspired, wanting to, you know, come up with their own line. And then there's always new.
Yep. Or, you know, people doing their own thing. Like, remember there's an apple cider vinegar that Katy Perry bought.
Bags? Was it bags?
With her stupid, now, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to that, because now she's dating Justin Trudeau in this story that we're being fed, that the world is not a stage. But so...
He's just dating her for
his son. So his son can become a rapper.
It's obvious.
His bisexual gay son, so he can become a hip hop. Like, I mean, I hate to break it to you, bud, but coming out as bi probably isn't the best thing to do if you want to be a rapper. Like, I'm just saying, you probably should have kept that part hidden. But I mean, I know that they're all gay now. We all know that all rappers are gay, but like, it's not a good look. I'm just saying. But anyway. So Katy Perry and him buy this company that does apple cider vinegar, and it's like a brand that everybody buys. And now what that does too is that takes like you and me, and I'd say, fuck that, I'm just gonna make my own apple cider vinegar.
Buy it from the land, from Shani.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, the alternative to that is you just get to a point where it's like, how do I make my own?
The energy behind it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. And then you figure out how easy it is to make apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
It's like vanilla. Like when we figured out how to make vanilla, it was like, oh my God, you pay $1 zillion for vanilla and you can make it by yourself in not very long, and it costs like a bottle of vodka. Mm-hmm. And then you have this much for ever. Mm-hmm. But like, I mean, so that's the good thing about it too, is when people do sell out, if you're smart and people do their own research, it's like, fuck it. Like,
it creates new things to come out of it. Because I remember buying Burt's Bees, and then I don't remember at some point, but the energy changed with it. Mm-hmm. And
well, when you start seeing it everywhere, and it's where you're seeing it, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, when it's at the checkout at Sport Check, it's like, okay, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, what do you have any like tips or shares that you want to give for, because there's probably a lot of women that are listening, because I learned a lot from you and from like all the other, like Luna, and around facials, even Alora's wife Danielle, around using oil on your face. That I didn't learn that until probably my 30s. But do you have any like tips that you want to share? Any advice that you like to share for women?
We always tell people, just like, finish your products. Don't go on a crazy, unless you need to for yourself, on a purge. But just as you finish a product, switch. Mm-hmm. And don't give up. There are so many amazing lines. Like, there was no natural makeup back when I started. Now there's so many. Mm-hmm. You can even get more natural at Sephora. Ilia, get a lot of ads for Ilia. They make really beautiful natural makeup that you can buy in department stores. You know, it's probably not 100%, but it's better. Mm-hmm. So there are options. So just like, do your research, and you're going to spend the money on something. So like, think about, like, your mascara is going to last you a good chunk of time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it might cost you $30 or $33 or whatever, or more. Mm-hmm. It's going to last you. You're using it often. You'll buy something and never wear it and leave it in your closet, and you spend like $150 on it. It's true. So it's all just wishy-washy numbers, you know? So start with one thing and then add a new thing. Mm-hmm. And don't be some people get so annoyed that deodorants come in a jar. Why?
I know.
Because you're so used to a deodorant stick, it's that inconvenient for you to just take a little tiny bit, let it sit under your arm, and you rub it like a lotion, and then rub the rest on your arm or whatever. Yeah. You don't like it on your hand? Rub it on your legs. Yeah. It's literally oils.
Rub it on your pussy if you're like me.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, just like, or we have to sweat. We're supposed to sweat, you know? Yeah. So you just kind of have to give a little, you know?
Yeah. I think that's part of getting comfortable with it, right? Like, that was the whole antiperspirant, like getting comfortable with being able to say you're sweaty, or being able to acknowledge when something doesn't smell right. Like, they're your body's cues.
Yeah. Right? It is true, though. Women are totally retarded.
Very particular.
Like, I can't, like, God forbid you could rub deodorant on you. I remember that was a big thing, though, with when your deodorant started to kind of hit the town and people were wearing it. I do remember some friends suggesting to some friends to go and get it, and then they'd be like, oh, you know, it didn't quite work, like I still have BO, or I'm still sweating, and I'd be like, did you get the powder? No. Why not? I told you to get the powder. Well, I don't want to put the powder on. And it's like, well, like, what do you want? Do you want to die of lymphomic breast cancer, or do you want to fucking put some goddamn powder over top of your fucking deodorant so you don't have BO? I don't know. You tell me.
Or just trying other options.
Yeah, but this was like back when there were no.
Yeah,
this was the option.
Yeah.
And you did, for people like me, you did have to wear the powder with it. Like, it just wasn't going to work for a CrossFit workout if I didn't have the powder. Just was what it was. But like,
but nothing will change if you don't change.
yeah. Like,
Yeah. And it's patience.
my God.
Who's that?
Friend just popped by.
The funny thing is, we were joking about this earlier, and he was like, I should come by and put my face in the window. So
did.
I guess he did.
He's not on camera.
No, he's just coming to pick up chicken feed. But anyway, well, I think that was fantastic.
Super informative.
Yeah, I think people will really enjoy hearing it.
So can you share how people can find you?
Yeah, so purdynatural.ca is our website. You can shop online. We ship all over Canada. You can find us on Instagram, Purdy Natural, Facebook, Purdy Natural. We have some big news coming up. You guys don't even know about it. I'll tell you after because we're not.
Can't you spill it? Can't you spill the tea here?
Not yet.
Will it be public in 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Then you can.
This will be
then you can spill
aired in
it
February.
because it won't be out for a few weeks.
Okay.
Do you want to spill it?
Yeah.
4 weeks. Yes.
Yeah.
We are moving.
Oh,
Yeah.
where?
Wortley.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. We bought a building.
bought a
Oh,
building.
okay,
Yeah.
that's
For
good.
you.
That's good.
Amazing.
I'll say okay to that.
A bigger space then?
About the same. Less
Okay.
rooms because ours is kind of like boxy.
Yeah.
So we're shifting. The homeless situation, unfortunately, is
Yeah.
trickling into our store, and it's unsafe for us working.
Oh yeah,
And we always have to
absolutely.
have 2 people on. So now there's going to be way more people around, a lot more foot traffic. We're really
Yeah.
excited for something new.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
A new
Okay.
journey.
Yeah. Can you be more specific? Like, whereabouts will it be? Like, do you know the intersection?
Westland Gallery, right on Wortley Road.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Great location.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's so exciting.
I was going
Neat.
to tell you guys today, but just not on here.
Too bad.
Congratulations.
Now the world knows.
That's so great.
Moving to Wortley, the gay
Yeah.
capital of London.
Love it.
Love it. Love it.
You guys will fit in perfect.
Yeah, we will. I actually feel like I got run out of there a few years ago, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Maybe I can weasel my way back in with your store. Anyway, thanks everybody for listening, and thank you, Roxy,
Thank
for coming in.
you.
Appreciate it.